Boys Season 2 has come to an end on Amazon Prime. It happened last week, and before I get into it, I'm going to say there's going to be spoilers for Season 1 and Season 2 of The Boys, so you have been warned. I was curious to see where the show is going to go after the end of Season 1, where we see Billy see his kid. The boys are essentially the most wanted people in the world, and they still need to take down Vought. And I was interested to see where they're going to go with this season, and I think they did a great job with this season. I was thrown off. I think a lot of people were when they only aired the first 3 episodes, and then we got it week to week, where originally in Season 1, they all came out at once. So that threw me off a little bit. And I don't know if it made it better or worse. I really have no idea. I normally can tell when a show is released weekly or all at once if it would be better one way or the other. I have no idea with this. And for Season 2 of The Boys, I think it's just as good as Season 1. I don't think it's better, and I don't think it's worse. I feel like Season 1 consistently was great. I feel like it never fell off. The character building, the world building, the plot was really, really strong. And there was never really a weak point. There was a few, but there wasn't much though. Here in Season 2, I feel like they had the 3 best episodes of the series by far. The last 3 episodes where they go to basically like an insane asylum or just like a mental hospital where they're burning people alive. And then the next episode with the court hearing, and then the finale, which I think is the best episode of the series. But I think this season has the lowest of lows in the series. And it doesn't ruin the season by any means. I think after those first 3 episodes, those 2 episodes after that were the 2 worst episodes of the series. It really felt like they didn't know where they were going with some things, especially with some characters, with A-Train and the Deep. I feel like they had this idea with the collective, the church, or whatever the fuck it was called. And I was actually very intrigued by it. I thought it was a really interesting concept, but it ended up not going anywhere. Now, granted, Season 3 or 4 or whatever could explore that idea. But how the season ended with the girl blowing up the guy's head, I just don't think they're going to go anywhere with the collective anymore. It seemed like they had no idea what to do with the Deep or A-Train, so they kind of put them there just to chill. And every once in a while, they had something to do. And I found that annoying. I thought there was going to be a way bigger payoff, and there wasn't at all. So I think that was a low point in the season. And I also feel like it's just weird how they're the most wanted people on Earth, but they just nonchalantly just walk around places like everything's fucking okay. Like, Huey gets hurt and he goes to the hospital. He for sure would have been caught. And I feel like Homelander, if he was actually trying, could easily find them. So that kind of took me out of it a little bit. While in Season 1, they weren't wanted till the final episode, and it seemed like the final episode, they really couldn't go anywhere. People would recognize them. Season 2, they kind of just walk around, and no one really noticed who they are, even though they're probably the most wanted people on the planet. And there were some plot points I thought were just kind of thrown away, where the public just hated Homelander, which lasted for like an episode, even though I feel like he didn't do anything to merit redemption with the public, where they would love him again. Just because he was dating Stormfront doesn't mean the public's gonna love him again. So I thought that was really annoying. Now it sounds like I'm shitting on the season. I just want to get out of the way the things I didn't like. Because I actually really loved the season. I liked it just as much as Season 1. I love Season 1 of The Boys. The show is fucking great. The first thing I need to say about the season that's great were the performances. Carl Urban as Billy Butcher is still one of the coolest characters I've seen on television so far. But by far the best performance and the best part about Season 2 is Antony Starr as Homelander. Holy fucking shit. This character is such a great character. He's just so interesting, but he's fucking terrifying. Anytime he's on screen, my anxiety levels skyrocket. Because I don't know if he's about to fucking maim someone, if he's going to kill someone, or if he's just going to intimidate them and just play with their minds mentally. I just don't know what he's going to do every time he's on screen. And it's terrifying because there's nothing anyone can do to stop him. How the fuck do you stop him? He's honestly one of the most terrifying characters I've seen. And I think people would agree with me with that. Just because he's unstoppable. How do you fucking stop that guy? And he's such a fucking asshole. I do love towards the end of the season when he started hanging out with this kid, he was actually showing that he could possibly be a good father, which is so fucked up to say because he's a fucked up person. But he was just showing his son like, hey, I had issues learning how to use my powers. You're not going to have that issue because I'll show you. It showed like he actually cared. He actually might be a pretty good father to him. And it's fucking weird to say because of all the horrific shit he's done in the entire series so far. But I can't be the one who thought that. It was kind of touching. Ugh, I feel weird saying that about Homelander, but I gotta say, it was an interesting plot point. an interesting arc that hopefully they explore in later seasons, because I thought that was very interesting. I thought Stormfront was really fascinating. You found out she was a Nazi, which was in this third to last episode. Like I said, one of the best episodes in the series. I thought was such a bone-chilling scene. It was just so gross. You're like, oh my gosh, your plan is so fucking horrible. You're a horrible person. It all makes sense now, though. And I don't think she's dead, by the way. I know they said she's alive, but I'm saying she's gonna come back. I don't know if it's gonna be season 3 or 4 or whatever. She's gonna be back. You know for a fact she's going to be back. They gave Frenchie a good backstory in that episode too, which was really interesting. We finally see Billy and his wife together. Unfortunately, she gets killed by her son on accident, trying to save her, which is such a tragedy when you think about it. That poor kid, that's fucked up. And I do like this arc, this element we're going to see in later seasons for sure, where Billy's going to basically have to accept superheroes, forgive her son for killing her. And I think that's great for Billy Butcher's character. You know it's going to happen, and it's going to be interesting to see. And I think it's a great idea. There's honestly so much to unpack with this season. Like, I didn't even talk about Compound V being leaked to the public, and now they're going to try and weaponize it, basically. They didn't talk about anything with Huey and Starlight, which I thought was fine. Nothing bad or nothing really that fantastic with that arc. It was kind of what you expected. But I am curious to see what happens with the Compound V. Now it's in the public and they're probably trying to weaponize it. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm curious to see who this girl is at the end who blew up the guy's head, and she was obviously in charge of that attack at the end of episode 7, and now she's Huey's boss. I'm curious to see who she is, because I don't think she's the girl from the Sane Asylum, who I originally thought was the person who was attacking everyone at the end of episode 7, but apparently not. It was this girl. She's running for Congress or something. I'm curious to see what her plan is, because when I think about it more, it doesn't really make sense. I'm not going to get into that, but hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that's really interesting, because I am intrigued. I am interested by that. Oh, and I thought Lamplighter's character was interesting. That's all I really got to say about that. Wish he didn't off himself so quickly, because that could have been an interesting character arc. But I get it. It makes sense. But I wish we could have saw more of him. In the end, though, I think The Boys Season 2 was fucking great. I think it's just as good as Season 1. Even though it has lower lows in Season 1, but it has higher highs in Season 1. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. The final 3 episodes of Season 2 are the best episodes of the series. The finale is the best episode of the series. And Tony Starr is amazing as Homelander, one of the most frightening characters I've ever seen. His performance is Emmy-worthy for sure. I hope he gets a nomination. I don't know if they're going to fucking do that because it's a superhero show. But his performance was amazing. Best part about Season 2. I really like what the creators did with the plot, how they progress it, how they progress characters. And there's a lot of things that I'm interested to see in upcoming seasons. Even though this season finale kind of felt like a series finale, but there's a lot of things that I'm interested to see. Season 2 definitely did not disappoint. I'm going to give Season 2 of The Boys 9 Davy Daves. There's just a few things that annoyed me, like little nitpicky things. And like I said, the worst episodes of the series, but the best episodes of the series didn't have the same sort of consistency as Season 1. But like I've said a million times already, I liked it just as much as Season 1. I'm very excited to see Season 3. So, Season 2 of The Boys. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Davey Dave's Takes.